Oh, it's my turn. Hello, I'm Arlo, and I am a spoiler phobe. What's that? You don't know what a spoiler phobe is? Well, really? You can't figure it out on your own? Like, spoiler phobe? You don't, like, whatever. I am particularly averse to spoilers. Being surprised in whether it's a game or a movie or a show or whatever is so key to my enjoyment of that thing. Some of my favorite memories, some of my favorite parts of games and movies and stuff are when I was really surprised. Like, you know how we all have like kind of painful moments that we remember? Like maybe you were really mean to someone or something really awkward happened to you. You were in a really awkward situation and it's just like a memory that whenever you think about it, it just kind of hurts. It can ruin your whole entire view of a certain thing or situation, and it's just something that stays in your brain forever, and you can't really forget it. You'll probably relate to this if you're a socially awkward person such as myself. And the thing is, I've got a lot of those moments, but I can't even tell you how many of them were just something being spoiled for me. Like stuff being spoiled that I really cared about is like legitimately painful memories for me. And one of my problems is I often come to stuff like after the boat has sailed, like, you know, watch a show like after everyone else has or whatever. So like Breaking Bad is like one of the best shows I've ever seen. And I love it so much, but whenever I think about it, all I can remember is how someone in a IGN comment section spoiled like the biggest, most crazy, twisty surprise of the entire show. So now I'm just like, I can't even remember how good the show is. I just remember how upset I was that they spoiled it. It's like a feeling of actual mourning, like the happiness that I would have received from being surprised from it is lost, and it feels like it's something that I can never, ever get back. Just something that would have been so great. Like when I was reading the Harry Potter books, there was a very popular spoiler that like itself became a joke about spoilers that everybody was quoting about those books that spoiled pretty much the biggest surprise in the entire series. So it's like, oh, okay, whatever. It's cool. I was never gonna read that. Whatever. The biggest one of all though, the big one, the biggest, just soul-crushing spoiler I have ever received was about Smash Brothers. Okay, so Brawl has recently been announced, and from this perspective, back then, this is for strictly Nintendo characters only. There will never be any character that is from a third party. This is just something that I believe. So there was no way in the world that I would have imagined that someone like Solid Snake or Sonic would have been in the next game. That was the only time. Nintendo only had one time to kind of like break that ice of you know, slightly Nintendo-related third-party characters. There was only one time that they were going to surprise us with that. So I'm at the junior college, and I'm talking to this friend of mine, and I'm going to give you a little reenactment, as it were. We're talking about the Brawl trailer that like just came out that revealed a bunch of new characters. So yeah, here's my little reenactment. Hey man, how's it going? Great, did you see that new Smash Brothers trailer? Oh, not yet, but don't tell me anything. I don't want any spoilers. Yeah, but Solid Snake. That is literally a thing, a very real thing that happened to me. Hey, don't say anything, I don't want any spoilers. Yeah, but Solid Snake. And to this day, when I think about Smash Brothers, when I think about Brawl, all I can think of is how that was the single biggest surprise ever. Even Cloud was not as surprising as that, and it just kills me. It just kills me a little inside. I'm just lucky I read Song of Ice and Fire before Game of Thrones came out, so everyone was like, oh no, spoilers everywhere, and I was like, whatever. Here's a big problem for me, though. I am extra sensitive to spoilery type material, and my idea of a spoiler is different than the idea that most people have. Most people just think that a spoiler is Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker's father, like a plot twist, like just a story element, a character dying, that kind of thing. But for me, it goes a lot deeper than that. Like, you know, I really do like plot surprises, but a lot of it too is just when I see a thing or play a thing or whatever, everything that I see, every individual visual thing, I want to be a surprise. I don't want to go into it knowing what to expect. When I watch a trailer and I just see visual elements and types of monsters and moves and items and stuff, that is a spoiler to me. That is something I don't want to see. I want to be surprised. I don't want to go into an experience knowing that, oh, well, I'm waiting for this item to come up, I'm waiting to fight this monster, and I'm waiting to walk into this environment. So naturally, Breath of the Wild is proving to be a huge, huge problem for me in this department. For one reason, because Zelda is one of my favorite things in the entire world. Like Skyward Sword, I was pretty good at not really knowing anything about it going into it, and it made me enjoy it more. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wish I had, but I enjoyed it more, not knowing too much. And the other problem is Nintendo's been going bonkers. Completely bonkers in the spoiler department with Breath of the Wild. They did this with the latest Smash Brothers too. Like, one of my favorite parts about the Smash Brothers games is playing them and unlocking all the characters and never knowing what Nintendo character from what series I might unlock next. And this time they just spoiled every single character, save for like a couple of stupid reskins, and I'm just like, okay, fine. I won't play your stupid game then. Oh man, it was so frustrating. I didn't really say it like that. I didn't play that game because I didn't have time to play it, but it was still a very, very upsetting thing because I'm not gonna not watch Nintendo Directs and stuff, and this time they just every last character, just, here it is. No surprises for you. And they seem to be doing the exact same thing with Breath of the Wild. They are just blowing that whole thing open. And I watched the first teaser trailer with Link riding Epona and then shooting the big octopus guy. And then I watched the this E3's more in-depth reveal trailer. I watched those two things, and after that, I was just like, I am done. I do not want to see anything else. And I tell you, it has been so hard. One, hard not to look because it looks just so amazing. And two, like every time like the Switch presentation, that kind of thing, or any kind of Nintendo Direct or whatever, where they're like showing some stuff, Game Awards, every time they show something, and I'm kind of like looking down here, every single time I kind of glance up a tiny bit for just like 1 second, something awesome gets spoiled. Every single time. I mean, like, something amazing, something that makes me go, oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen! Something that would have been a complete surprise in the game, but now I'm just expecting. It's just another feature that they have built into this game that I can expect to use when I get to it. The trailer at the Switch presentation especially, oh my gosh, every tiny little glimpse that I got was some crazy big boom craziness that I'm just like, stop it! Stop showing me this! I already want to buy your game! Why are you doing this? Every little story thing, all these characters, and all the voice acting and everything, and all the monsters and stuff, and just like, I'm not even gonna, I want to like talk about specific things I saw that I was bummed about, but I'm not even gonna, because you know what, I don't want any of you to feel the same way I do, to suffer the same fate. Like, you know how I did that, like, kind of analysis reaction thing for the first big Zelda trailer, and I said, I mentioned something about not wanting spoilers, and that's why I hadn't been watching people play the game at E3, and, like, every single comment was like, that, after the trailer stuff, none of that had any spoilers at all. You're stupid. And I was like, seeing Link wake up in a vat of goo, that is a spoiler. Literally in the opening seconds of watching that gameplay demo, I had something spoiled. Something about the story and the world spoiled. And everyone's sitting there telling me that there are no spoilers. No, everything is a spoiler when you're me. Everything. I have a confession to make. You know how I, like, use bits of Zelda Breath of the Wild in a lot of my videos when I'm talking about the Switch and all that stuff? I don't watch that footage. I don't, like, I will, like, grab something and then just kind of, like, watch it, like, with one eye out of the corner of my eye, just to look at it and see that it kind of, like, fits something and just make sure it lines up with my video or whatever, but, like, I only just barely watch it enough to put it in my video. I don't even look at it closely. I hope I've been using all footage from Zelda. Here's some footage right here. This is Zelda footage, right? I sure hope it is. I'm not really looking, so I hope that what you're seeing is Zelda, but I'm not really sure. Probably, right? Yeah, it's hard, man. Especially because I'm supposed to be a game, I don't know, commenter. I don't know what you would call me. I'm certainly not a journalist or anything. But, and so it's like, Am I missing out on a ton of, like, video potential and all that by not just dissecting Zelda and just making video after video about it? Am I really sacrificing potential traffic for my channel because I don't want to be spoiled with Zelda? I think that's pretty likely, actually. Like, what's more important? My enjoyment of a game that I'm looking forward to, or my channel? Just making enough content for my channel. And it's probably the channel. I probably should have been prioritizing the channel this whole time. But hey, at this point, we are mere weeks away from the launch of the Switch and Breath of the Wild, so yeah, at this point, there's not much I can do. I mean, everyone else has already talked about Zelda so much. I could do like something about how I'm excited for. I don't really know, but basically dissecting it would do very little for me at this point. I just gotta hang on and play it in a couple weeks. Well, do any of you feel the same way about Zelda and spoilers in general? Are you as sensitive as I am when it comes to this kind of stuff? Let me know down in the comments, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, a few weeks. Oh my gosh, it just hit me. It just hit me this second. We'll be playing Breath of the Wild in a few weeks. Oh my gosh. I need to lie down. Oh boy. Oh man, I'm fine. I just need a minute. I'll just, someone bring me a cup of water. Oh, I'm just gonna lay here for a couple weeks. This video was brought to you by my top patrons and gorgeous human beings. Oh boy, here we go. Zonjo Zakanuva, Stealth Dad and his son Caden. Hey there, Caden, good to see ya. Seth Reish, Fruit Jackal, Dr. Riskotnik from Wizard Dojo, Grampy, Dr. Zenzubean, Patrick Moyle, Jeremy and Aaron Sider. Take that, Aaron. Showbiz Network, Orinor, Renos, Heroic Teddy, Gavin Feasel, Hikari Ankoku, Shockmouths from youtube.com/shockmouths, and Shadow Minion. Oh boy, remember, go to my Patreon if you want to support me and all that. I don't know, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. I'm taking a nap. This floor is my house today.